So Round New Zealand race is the longest race that SSANZ run. First run in 1990 and again in 2012. It's mostly done by crazy people that are looking for a challenge. That was the reason I did it in 2012 anyway. It's pretty much the ultimate challenge in sailing in New Zealand, but definitely in shorthanded sailing. All the boats are crewed by good weekend warriors, people that have done lots and lots of miles around New Zealand and offshore. But to me it's the bucket list of opportunities of going sailing in New Zealand.
Yeah, so there's a lot of this is around, have you thought about, have you practiced the drills and things. Yep. So if you're going out before the start in the next couple of days, just run through a few things, throw something over the side, man overboard.
Yeah.
So how much fuel are you carrying?
70 litres.
Okay, and how was that calculated for the 150?
We motored back from the coastal and went through about 40, 45 for 120. So get ourselves a fair bit of fat in there, power.
Okay. What engine spares are you carrying?
I've got a couple of impellers, got primary filter, secondary filter, oil, alternator belt, compressor belt and seawater pump belt.
Right, let's check the dates on you please.
Discussed parachute fares.
Right, just fitting the yellow brick trackers, all turned on, ready to go. They're all live streaming now. They'll be updating every hour. Battery life is due to last for a month. We'll be checking and recharging any that needed in Stewart Island. So yeah, this is where you'll get all your information on the water from.
So Cam, we're sitting on your boat and I have to say it doesn't look tidy. It doesn't look like you're about to head off on a 2,000 mile race. How much work do you actually have to do to get this thing ready for Saturday?
Well, I think it was looking pretty tidy. I tidied up before you came. Mostly our provisioning is yet to come. We've only had the fridge gassed up yesterday, so we weren't sure if we were living on freeze-dried or real food. So the next few days we've got to do some shopping and cook some meals and freeze them down is our biggest job. Aside from cleaning the bottom tomorrow, we've got water, we've got diesel, we've got sails, so I think we're pretty close, apart from tidying up, like you said.
So the first leg to Monganui is a bit of a short one, a bit of a teaser into it, and you mentioned about provisioning. So how long is it into the race before you'll crack open the first freeze-dried?
Our provisioning is based on taking food for legs 1 and 2 to begin with, and we've packed the dry goods for leg 3 down below. So we won't over-provision for the second leg, so we'll probably take 6 days of food for the second leg. So if it takes longer than 6 days, we'll be into freeze-dried. Or if it's rough, actually. Freeze-dried's good when it's rough, it's easy to cook.
So between you and your teammate in this race, Sam, do either of you suffer from hangriness?
Sam definitely does. I tend to not eat much at all, and Sam feeds me constantly, which keeps me in shape, but if he doesn't eat, he is not a happy man. He needs to eat every 45 minutes, I reckon, or he's hopeless.
What you're about to undertake is no easy fate. I mean, this is a big race. You know, let's not shy about it. But at what point do you sort of go, what are we about to do? Are we nuts?
I think it was a couple of days ago when it became extremely real and start putting food and water on board and sort of realise how long we're gone for and where we're going, and I still can't figure out why we're going. I think nuts is a pretty good description, but I'm not the only idiot in my family, it seems.
Tell me a bit about your dad and the boat that he's sailing.
So I think he was interested in coming with me on this one, and I was pretty keen to have him along, but I decided he was a bit old, not quite fit enough, and so he found another boat, and I think, I'm terrified of losing to him. I won't mind if he beats us on handicap, because those Far 38s have got a pretty sweet handicap, but if he beats us online, I'll be devastated. Family Christmas will be terrible after that.
So we're here now with Murray and Dave from Arbiter. David, tell us why you've decided to do this race.
One spends a lot of time sitting around and observing, so this is a great opportunity to actually do some participating, and did the RNI 2 years ago, absolutely loved it, and it was my supposed son who got me into this race, because at one stage I was going to be his crew until he found a younger guy, which was absolutely fine, which is what he needed. But and by that stage that went on for about 3 months, and I had my head around doing it. I'm excited about doing it, then suddenly I wasn't doing it, so hunted around and luckily found Murray was looking for somebody, so we've all gone from there.
So Murray, what actually made you want to do this race?
Well, I did the RNI, and as I said to Dave, we were talking about it this morning, I was sitting in my office and an email popped up, and it was registration for the RNZ. And I thought about it, and I thought, yeah, right. And so I paid my money, and that was it was done. And then I waited for my wife to get home so I could tell her that I'd done it.
Now, David, your son Ken is on Gale Force with Sam Tucker, and we had a bit of a chat with him earlier on, and I think he's actually more nervous about losing the race to you online than anything else. How are you going to handle the rivalry between you and your son?
Well, I think the rivalry is more between him than with me, because it doesn't matter for us. In theory, we shouldn't beat him, and so we've got nothing to lose. And whether it's on handicap or across the line, he should beat us. And it doesn't matter. If your boy beats the father, it doesn't matter. But if the father beats the boy, it's not a good look. So, I see the pressure all on him, and that's the sort of the mind game we've been playing for the last I've been playing for the last little while.
So what's the best advice you guys have ever been given with regards to sailing offshore?
Take nothing for granted. Simple as that.
You're about to tick off a pretty big ticket item, a bucket list item, as some say, sailing around your country and stopping at some pretty major ports along the way. Which is the port that you are most excited about getting into?
Oh, Stewart Island, definitely. Going around the bottom, getting through Fovo, getting into Stewart Island, and I guess that's the most exciting thing for me. After that, we're heading home. So, but yeah, I think that's for me.
I think I'm most excited about getting back to Auckland, to be honest. I think, arriving back in Auckland, I think is going to be a real buzz.
Isn't it amazing how quickly the pain goes away when you get home? The memories fade very quickly, along with the blisters.
Well, guys, good luck. We'll see you out there for the start. Hold on tight.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Alan. Thanks so much.
What's going on today, Damon?
Oh, wet sanding today. World's funnest job.
So how are you going prep-wise now?
Yeah, good. We had our safety inspection this morning, so that's all done. We've got the official numbers on. We're good to go now. Just provisioning in the final few little jobs. Yeah. Happy days.
So we're here with Nigel and Corey from Katana. Guys, I have to say the boat is looking fantastic, and you both scrub up really well. Are you sure you're ready for a 2,000 odd mile race which starts on Saturday?
I'm sure we won't be looking as good at the end of it, but
but we're starting fresh so that the photos can be edited over at the end.
Yeah.
So do you feel that you're prepared 2 days out?
We feel reasonably comfortable. I've, I guess, had a fairly slow introduction into it. We've just sort of chipped away at it over the last 6 months in terms of the boat, getting the boat ready, and we had a fair bit done before doing the solo Trans-Tasman, which we didn't do, and so yeah, it was really just a bit of an accumulation on that. So I feel like we've done what we can do, and I guess we don't know what we don't know, and that's why we're doing it. It's that whole learning experience. So yeah, looking forward to actually getting away from the city here and getting out in the water.
So Corey, how many hours do you guys think that you've put into this campaign before it started?
It's probably never as much as you'd like to, but we've been sailing together for a reasonable amount of time. There's always more you can always do, but I couldn't tell you how many hours it is, but it's one of those things you're always down on the boat on the Saturdays or in the evenings and Sundays and that, just chipping away at things and getting jobs done. And we're quite fortunate in some way that we've got a brand new rig and new sails, so that was stuff that we didn't really have to worry about, hopefully, as much. Yeah.
Nigel, what's the one thing that you're not looking forward to in this race?
Well, obviously, I'm sure the storm conditions will be sort of exciting in a way, but also going to be I guess scary as well. And so, not looking forward to those moments of unease and concern. And I guess we're doing this just to get round safely, and we'll be pretty conservative through that process.
But I think we want to do as well as we can. We've got a really good boat that's in its conditions is really, really competitive, and Josh and Damon really proved that around North Island in 2017. So we just have to make sure that we keep ourselves going as well, so we can keep the boat going, and then hopefully that will prove some good results.
Right, guys, well, good luck. I think there's a party to go to now, isn't there?
Yeah,
so, right, we're going to cut there, cut. We're going to cut there, guys, and we'll let's go to the party. And we're only a few more sleeps away from the race. Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Sue Ellen.
Cheers.
Yeah, you go. I'll just have to leave them to do it now.
Stand still, Ken. Hey, I wasn't there to Mum 36. So what's the bet between the father and son? You'll use that. The bet is...
Ask for mother and wife.
The bet is father's going to win. If son wins, son needs to respect father still wins.
It doesn't matter
Seems like a lose-lose for me.
Beats father, but it matters a lot if father beats son. It matters a shit load.
No, that's true. Oh, yeah, what on? Not the one that he put in.
So we're here with Nathan, Luke and Bradley Tucker. Now, you guys have got a really good connection to this race. Can you tell me who is racing in this race that you know really well?
Our dad, Josh Tucker.
So, Luke, can you tell me what's the race that Dad's doing?
Around New Zealand.
And which way do they go around New Zealand?
I have no idea. Clockwise?
Clockwise.
Anti-clockwise.
Anti-clockwise.
Okay, now, Bradley, you've done a lot of sailing. Is there any advice that you'd like to give your dad about the race?
I know that that the little stick that's pointing that way on the boom, that's called the boom.
So, Nathan, how long is this race?
Over 2,000 miles. It's really cool.
And are you going to go and meet Dad at all the stopovers, or are you going to wait at home?
I think we're going to wait at home. I don't know.
No, I think we are.
I don't know. We might at a few places, maybe.
Are you going to miss him?
Yeah, a lot. We're going to miss him.
For sure. Yeah.
And what are you going to miss the most?
His boat, him, and his sunglasses, and his cuddles. And
I love Daddy.
So what are you going to say to Dad when he comes back to Auckland?
Oh my God. Hi, Daddy! And I'm going to give him a cuddle.
Now, do you hope to do the Round New Zealand race one day?
Yes!
Go Motorboat 2!
We need makeup. We need makeup.
More than that. Lights, camera, action. Okay, welcome to the Round New Zealand Race 2019, the third edition. Well done for all you competitors stepping up to take on the challenge. And I hope you have a good, safe race. There will be a lot of people watching you and monitoring what you do. And there's going to be some pretty exciting times out there.
So Corey, We've just found out that you've got an interesting tattoo. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it first?
Yeah, it's the map of New Zealand, and so this is how we're charting our way around the country.
So is that the official chart for the Katana?
Yeah, if push comes to shove, I guess. I'm not looking forward to the plotting part though.
You know, sort of, it'd only be right, sort of just a, you know, dab of a divider in there, bit of dye, and you go.
8 in the morning,
You won't feel a thing, Corey, you'll be right.
every time.
Yeah, every 5 hours.
Yeah. I think it's every 2 hours, isn't it? Take a position.
So is this a photograph?
So we're here now with Matt Flynn, Scott Wilson and Logan Fraser. Guys, I'm not sure if anybody has told you, but this is a two-handed race. Matt, can you just explain the situation for me as to why there's 3 of you standing here?
Yeah, we can't count. Yeah, no, we've decided, I didn't have time to do the whole race, so we've decided to do it in a team way. So Logan's going to jump on the Stewart Island, and I'm going to get off. Scott would have had enough of me by then anyway, so he'll be glad to see the back of me and get somebody get on board.
So Matt, you've got Scott Wilson for the first 2 legs. Leg 1, Auckland and Monganui, and then Monganui down to Stewart Island. Scott, how do you think you're going to be feeling at that point? Are you actually glad to have a sub out and have a different crew member come on board at that point?
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be fresh and he can take it on, and I'll just chill out for a bit. I'd say the West Coast leg will be pretty difficult, I think, by all accounts from previous races. So it'll be good to have someone fresh. It'll be good.
So do you think that this is going to give you guys a bit of an advantage over the other crews?
It's a big call. To be honest, it might be a disadvantage. I don't know yet. I mean, I'm sure the freshness will help. I mean, I haven't done a lot of sailing on the boat, so that might be a little bit of a disadvantage. I mean, Matt knows the boat inside out, so I'm sure in that regard he'll be sorely missed. But I mean, I'm looking forward to the challenge. I can't wait to get on board really and get amongst it. Yeah.
So Matt, when you hand the boat over, do you think you're going to get the same amount of sleep as though you were actually doing the race?
No, I'll be able to sleep even better, I reckon. These boys are absolutely fine with it. No, I'll just be taking an occasional look at the yellow brick, see how they're getting on. But no, I think I'll be able to sleep with these guys, no problem at all.
Well, Matt, considering that you're only doing the first 2 legs, we're now going to have a chat with Scott and Logan, who are actually going to, have all the glory as they sail into Auckland.
Bring it home, absolutely. No, I'll be there when they come in, that's for sure.
My only request is to make sure they make it to Stewart Island.
You've already got the airline ticket.
Yeah. Tickets are booked.
Okay, now that the owner has gone away, Scott and Logan...
We are going to ride it so hard. He won't recognise it when we get back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a boat owner myself, and I know the responsibility that Matt's given us to get the boat home safely is I don't take that lightly. So getting it home is definitely the biggest mission. For us, it's more of the adventure. This is an amazing opportunity to do this race. I mean, I'd love to do the whole thing, but just to be involved is really exciting, and I couldn't be happy to be able to just jump on board and be involved in the adventure.
Yeah, I mean, it's as Logan said, it's the adventure. Logan's leading up to a round North Island with CU, and if this goes all right, I guess me and Matt may do the round North Island. But it's just an adventure, and a good bunch of guys to go around with, and it'll be a lot of fun.
So you've actually got the good part. You're actually not sailing north into the Southern Ocean. You're sailing north.
Exactly right. Yeah. Which is why I brought Scott HPX with weather gear, and I only got the MPX because hopefully they're not going to need it. Although I heard last time the guys went around it actually snowed, so it's something to take into account, yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, hey, thank you so much. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
And I look forward to seeing you safe and sound back in Auckland.
Absolutely, can't wait.
Thanks very much.
Cheers. These are the wives of the guys that are just about to sail around New Zealand. Ladies, what is it that you're looking forward to the most once you wave off into the distance with those?
Sleeping in white sheets.
Peace and quiet.
A house that's the same in the morning and in the evening doesn't change.
I was just about to say that.
Now, Lyndon, you've got a special kind of interesting circumstance with this race. You've got a husband and a son racing against each other. How are you feeling leading into this race?
I'm a bit nervous, but excited and apprehensive at looking after the grandchildren for a
a while they're away, but Dave and Murray, who are the oldest, they're the oldest pairing, and then Ken and Sam are the youngest pairing, so we've sort of got both extremes. Yeah, but 2 to follow, and it's kind of, I just hope that both boats get back safely. When Dave did around the North Island, I was amazed at how relaxed I am, and I think it's because, you know, the safety precautions are there, the tracker is fantastic, because I can follow what's going on, and I just try really hard not to worry, because otherwise, yeah, it would just be a nightmare, whereas I think it's really exciting for both of them.
So Steve Ashley, you are a veteran of the SSANZ Round New Zealand race. As someone who did the race for the first time back in 1990, what advice would you give to the rookies that have never done this race before?
Well, the best advice is to not take it too seriously, but no, really the best advice is to try and get as much sleep as possible. That's the best advice you can give. It's so easy to get burnt out and have lack of sleep in the first few days, and then you really suffer later on. Being two-handed, it's really hard work when you're trying to push the boat as fast as possible. So that's the most important thing, really. And the other thing is to eat lots of chocolate, because if you feel seasick and you throw up, it tastes really good.
The briefing for Round New Zealand 2019. Sorry, you most were going to hear a fair bit of my voice this morning. A few people on the committee were reluctant to help me out. The course, keep turning left. You do have an option, of course, at Stewart Island if you want to take a long way around and go around the bottom of the island.
Cool. Okay, so we're here with Skinner, Chris Skinner, and Shane. Guys, Titanium, are you ready to go?
Yeah, as good as we can be. A few little jobs today, but we're looking pretty good.
So how much sailing have you guys actually done together before this lead up?
Well, hardly anything.
Yeah, a little bit.
I sailed back down from Camaraderie and
Yeah, we've been friends for a long time, but we've been enemies on the water as opposed to sailing with each other. But looking forward to getting out there and doing this race and spending some time together sailing. I'm just looking forward to enjoying what I enjoyed last time, which is the long days of downwind sailing, the friendships and the camaraderie from meeting all the other competitors and support crews, and just finishing the race, getting home in one piece.
All right, Chris has given me plenty of advice, as you can imagine. Right, so here's advice.
Try not to scare him too much.
Shane, do you ever get sick of Skinner?
I'm sure I'll tell you in 2 weeks' time. Stewart Island, probably.
Do you, when you actually get to a port, do you think you need to sort of take some time apart and regroup before you come back for the next leg?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're both. Well, I think I'm fairly easy going. So it's okay.
Yeah, we're old enough and ugly enough that we can figure that out.
All right, guys. Well, best of luck. We'll see you out for the start.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning.
Damon, what on earth have you just brought on board?
This is my home creature comfort. So that's bed for the next month.
So tell me, is that a bed that you claim, or does Boo Boo get on there as well?
He's got his own one over there. So yeah, we got one each. So we need them for Monganui and when we're in port. So and then, but obviously, the rest of the time we're not sleeping at the same time. So
here we are, Damon, the morning of Round New Zealand. There's breeze on.
Yes, it is.
How are you feeling now?
Mixture of emotions, I guess. This has been a long time coming. It's 2 years in the making. The last 3 months have been just crazy, but busy trying to get the boat ready. And now it's all kind of coming to a head at 2 o'clock today. So it's a little mixture of nerves, excitement, and just not knowing what's going to be around the corner.
How did you sleep last night?
Pretty good until about 4 a.m. and then had two small people come jump in our beds. So after that it was a little bit rocky, but no, all right actually, all right, yeah.
And you're first to the boat this morning, and no sign of Boo Boo as yet. What was his estimated time of arrival this morning?
So, well, I'm not sure if you're actually timing that, but I just heard his voice outside. Oh, look, there he is there.
Oh, lucky. Oh, well, it's good for him to finally show up.
Oh, hi, Josh. Yeah, just the small one. Yeah, it's just round the cans. It'll be sweet.
The last sail, Damon.
Oh, good. We're in the loft again until just after 5 last night, so had enough of lofts. Josh definitely has. So now it's nice to actually concentrate on hopefully going for a little bit of a sail and a bit of a hoon up the coast. Be good.
Josh Tucker, co-owner of Motorboat.
Yep.
How are you feeling with today's forecast?
Pretty excited actually. We get to put some sails up that we've never seen before, so that'll be a bit of an adventure off the start line. But conditions should be pretty good for us for a pretty quick run down the coast or up the coast. So yeah, we're excited, ready to get into it.
At this point of the day, do you just want to go, come on, let's go now?
Pretty much, yeah. We're kind of loaded now, ready to go. Going to do breakfast with the families, and then we'll jump on a bit early and get out in the water and have our own little debrief, and then debrief for the prep, and then a briefing for what's ahead. So that's our plan.
And how much stuff have you got to load onto the boat this morning?
Well, we've pretty much done most of that yesterday. It's just our own personal gear this morning. The last of the sails that we were recutting in the loft last night, just modifying, and just some fresh food. The rest of it's in the fridge downstairs, ready to go.
Well, I can hear Damon calling you to help him out, so you better get on there and help.
It's got to be done, yeah. He's pretty incompetent by himself. He needs a bit of assistance sometimes, so yeah, I'm always there for him, you know. That's where it needs to be. It's important stuff.
I think we did it off that, but
Did we?
yeah, but then it bashed into there. I think it's going to have to be off here, bro.
The important things, you know, we've let a few. We're just going to tie it right there, Damo.
Tie it there?
Yep,
Okay.
for now.
That'll do.
Right, the final thing on the job list, the disco ball. It's actually been halfway in the world with me, this one, and around the North Island last time. So she's done a few miles, and it's going to do a couple more. She's lost a couple of its little mirrors, but it will be fine.
And tell me, what's the purpose of your disco ball?
Well, for discos, parties.
Yeah, just
it adds
it's
the ambience.
It's just a thing. We've had one every race. I don't know, but what I can show you is, look, it is actually the last thing on the list, so we can tick it off. Done. Job done. There we go.
There's a rather large amount of rum here, guys. Do you want to just explain that?
Yeah, well, some of them are actually special bottles, so some of them have actually done a couple of laps of the RNI. So, oh, it's not that one; it's this one here. So this one here was originally given to Peanut and Matic on Focus by me for the 2014
yeah.
RNI. So they took that, and then the day before the last RNI that we did on the Sunfast, it came back to us from them. So that bottle's already done 2 laps of the round of
Now, I'll
Island.
just explain something. Only to be opened in cases of emergency or at the finish line. Now, there's a technicality on this because no one specified which finish line, and there's 4 of them in this race. So basically, we can open it after any leg without it being an emergency. Or in the case of needing rum, and that's an emergency. So basically, we can open it whenever we want.
Probably Monganui.
We've read between the lines.
And this one here went on to the Pepe. So this is the one for 2014 on the Pepe that I gave to Josh and Westy, and that was the one where it didn't actually make it past about 1 hour of being in Monganui.
Yeah.
I think so. That one features quite highly in a video from a few years ago. So that came around with us on the Sunfast as well, and now so both of these bottles are going to be their 3rd lap of the North Island and 1st lap of the South Island. Yep.
And I imagine there could be a few more. Yeah. Give me an M. Give me an O. Give me an R.
How do you do a B?
I don't know.
How do you do a motorboat?
So we're on board Katana with Nigel, but Nigel, this doesn't look like Corey. Have you ditched him already?
Upgrading. No, Grant's a friend from Australia that I've done a bit of sailing on this boat with, so he's come down to Farewellis. He's just done the OK Worlds, so and had a few good results. So yeah, coming to Farewellis and make sure we get away safely.
So tell me, Nigel, morning of, the countdown is on now to the 2 o'clock start. Any flutters of nerves at this point?
Oh yes, quite a few. And it's more about just getting out of the harbour safely with this breeze and wondering which sails to put up and that sort of thing. So I guess it's overall nervousness, but yeah, looking forward to sort of getting out of the harbour and slipping down with this nice tail breeze down the course.
So tell me, where is Corey?
So he's on his way. He's just picking up a couple of sandwiches. So make sure we eat something before we start, and get out there well fed and watered, and just in case we have a bit on for the first few hours.
And tell me, how did you sleep last night?
I slept averagely. I'm not a great sleeper at the best of times, so I guess woke up plenty of times, but yeah, it was pretty hot as well, so probably to be expected. So hopefully we'll get 3 or 4 5 hours each this evening, and be in reasonable shape when we hit Monganui.
So the morning of the race, David, on board Arbiter, how are you feeling this morning?
A little bit jittery, I've got to confess to. So, but no, looking forward to it and ready to go. Good breeze to push us along, so that's all good. But yeah, it'll be just good to get underway.
Just getting ready for the start, making the sail decisions, putting on the sheets, and yeah, checking the weather, rechecking the weather. And but no, I think we've made our decisions. We're not going to second guess it. We'll just get out there and have a go.
So we're back here now with Ken, this time with his crew member Sam Tucker on board the Gale Force. Sam, look, it's great to see you. You've turned up for race day.
Yeah, it's a bit windier than I thought, which is nice. It's going to be a good descend down the harbour, and hopefully we get the kite up without any dramas.
Sam, can you tell us what you've just posted on the bulkhead there?
So my 5-year-old boy Jeremy made me a picture this morning, and he said it was for me to take on the race, which is quite nice.
There's a little bit of breeze on this morning, and the first leg is the shortest one, the leg 1 from Auckland to Monganui. Are you going to just completely send it, or are you going to be a little bit conservative on the first leg?
We haven't actually talked about it, but I think past Rangi Light, my plan would be to send it, but I'm not sure about getting out the harbour and doing some jives if it's blowing 30 knots. What are your thoughts?
I think masthead spinnaker.
Definitely spinnaker.
Yeah.
But again, depends if we're jibing or not. So.
Yeah, I think we'll push it pretty hard.
So now there's a little bit of rivalry between a few of the boats here. Ken's got his dad racing on Arbiter, and you've got your brother, Josh Tucker, racing on Motorboat. Is that the boat that you are going to keep your eye on closely, or have you got someone else in the fleet that you'd prefer to keep an eye on?
Well, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on them. They'll be pretty similar performance, and I think on corrected time, they'll give us a good run for our money. Their boat's a little bit faster than ours, so they're not going to get too upset if they sail away from us downwind. But yeah, I think upwind we should be a little bit competitive with them. And your old man on Arbiter, just as much of a worry for you?
Yeah, I think they got a pretty good shot at beating us on handicap, unfortunately, if we get some upwind. We're good with the downwind. If we get lots of downwind, it'll be sweet. Upwind, we might struggle on line even, let alone handicap to beat them.
Is there any family rivalry between you and Josh, or you guys are pretty mature about the whole thing?
He really doesn't like it if I beat him. He doesn't cope well with that at all. So if they beat us, I'm not going to be too fussed. But yeah, I'm almost scared if we beat them that he's just going to be that upset about it. So we might just have to let him win, I think. keen.
Has anyone ever called Josh mature before?
So it's pretty breezy out there. How are you feeling?
Oh, fine. I mean, it's at least we're going with it. We're not smashing into it. So, and I think it's going to drop. The first sort of hardest bit will be getting out to North Head in those first couple of jibes. But I think we'll take it easy and just run a staysail, then put the gear up once we get around towards Rangi Light.
So everything is on board that you need now, or have you still got things to pack?
No, this is pretty much it. This is the last of it. So as I said, Matt got all his rest balance for his stuff on last night. So we're into it. We're ship shape.
So we're here with Logan Fraser, who is going to be jumping on board and replacing owner Matt Flynn at Stewart Island. Logan, you're 2 legs early, but are you a little bit envious of the send that these guys are going to have heading up to Wanganui?
Yeah, I am for sure. This is a great breeze. They couldn't ask for much better than this, to be honest. So I did come down. Matt's a bit late, so I've got my life jacket. I've got a bowl of water, so I'm good to go if I need to. Ready for the call at any time.
Well, I tell you what, I hear that Matt's going to turn up at 1 o'clock, step on board and, be a bit of a rock star. Do you think you might force him to stay on shore?
Yeah, I guess that's the privilege of being the owner, right? You can do what you want. But I came down early. I'll give Scotty a hand to get the boat ready to go, and I will meet them in Wanganui. So, if it stays like this, I might have to tie Matt to the dock, actually, and go myself.
We're now on board with Skinner and Shane on the Titanium. These guys came out about 2 minutes ago. They needed an extra set of hands to get the main up. Guys, how are you going to cope two-handed if you're already looking for assistance?
We're just saving the fuel for the end of the race, so we can put the burners on.
And how are you feeling this morning, Skinner?
Yeah, good. Nice day, nice breeze, so looking forward to getting going.
So Shane, what's the plan for leg 1?
To be first across the line, basically, and not to break anything.
Is that first across the start line or the finish line?
Both lines.
We just discussed that. Shane's in the start, so all the pressure's on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're fully stacked. Plenty of food and got everything we need all the way to Stewart Island. So.
And more so.
And more so, maybe, yeah. And we're good.
All right. Okay, guys, well, good luck. You're not showing a lot of emotion for us this morning, so I guess you're ready to go.
Yeah, no panic.
So, Skinner, who's going to win?
Today's the leg? Who knows? I mean, I would think all the planing boats have got a good chance today. The motorboat, the Krakatoa, ourselves, shoots up, fast sailing, so there'll be 3 or 4 boats in it for the line honours.
Okay, we're here with Rob and Sally from Capelia, who have just motored down from Gulf Harbour. They've already experienced the conditions that the fleet's about to get heading back out that way. Rob, tell us what you saw.
It wasn't too bad, pretty much the forecast. I think we saw up to about 25 outside the harbour. There's actually a little bit more wind in here around North Head, and gusting down through the city. I think there'll be a little bit, but pretty much the forecast. So moderately quick run up to Wanganui.
And Sally, how are you feeling this morning, having already experienced some pretty tough conditions out there?
I always find it really difficult leaving Gulf Harbour in a southwesterly because you're kind of confronted with the worst of the conditions at the gate at the end of the marina, but it only gets better from there, and it's like nice and flat here in the harbour now.
Well, you guys have already been able to settle the nerves before the race this morning. Everyone's only really just popped out, so do you feel you've got an advantage going into this first leg?
Yeah, in a way. I mean, we do this quite regularly. We have to travel from Gulf Harbour, and I think it is a good settling in period, certainly. Yeah.
And how are you feeling in general, Sally?
Oh, pretty good actually. I think we're much better prepared than last time we went, and I'm really looking forward to actually doing some sailing. We've done a lot of hanging out in the marina lately, and so to go yachting is going to be pretty exciting.
All right, guys, we'll leave you to it to get this main up. Best of luck.
Thanks, Sue Ellen.